Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are tonight's entertainment. This is the We Stomped You Out show, season number 3, episode 10. I am Steve. I got Big Keith to my left. I got Timmy right below, right in the center, too. He's right between
This
the
is
both
the
of us
way.
down below. This is the way. Can you get Baby Yoda to show the Giants the way, please? For the love of anything
He's
that's good in
trying.
this
He
world.
tries to use the force, but it doesn't work.
All right. Well,
he's not Baby Yoda. He's a sorcerer. Let's get it straight.
He's a sorcerer.
He's the child. The child.
Yeah, he's a child. I have some of his Funko Pops. You know, popculturepros.com. All right. Let's get her started here. Keith, how's it going this week?
It's going fantastic. I love it. Monday night was so awesome. I had such a great time watching the Giants all the way up to the last quarter. And after since then, life has sucked. How about you, Steve?
I mean, samesies. Samesies. Tim, how you doing, buddy?
Yeah, about the same crap. Same shit, different day.
And then I've seen the election. I said I wasn't going to talk about it, and I lied. I seen the election.
I told you you're going to.
The election is still going.
Let's get to more important things.
Well, let's talk about the lawsuits.
How great has the weather been here up until today, Keith? Beautiful temperature at night. It's gorgeous, like beautiful weather.
It has been as cold as
don't do that.
The offensive line. No. It's been actually amazing. It's been really breezy.
Yeah, it's been great.
Low 80s during the day, mid 80s, and mid to low 70s during the night. Florida winter. Actually, I'm loving it.
Monday night got down to 69. Huh?
There's only one thing I got to say about the weather.
So very nice. I like
69. If for all you Howard Stern fans out there,
we got
the
a heat wave.
Only thing I have to say about the weather is ba-dum-bum-bum-bum. I'm loving it.
Yeah, Tim, we had a heat wave the last 2 days.
But you were up
38?
in
50,
upstate,
51.
What?
I was, yes. Last weekend, yes.
How was that?
Ooh, that was nice. 30s, 40s, cold and brisk. I loved it.
So for everybody out there, real quick. Whoop, my light just went dim.
Oop.
I'm not dim.
But you're always so bright, though.
Aww. We were having a chat between us on our We Stomped You Out chat. We have a chat on WhatsApp to discuss the show and other nonsense. And Tim had mentioned it was 38 degrees where he was. And my response to that was, watch your language. I'm from Florida. We know that maybe once a year, and that's about it. 55 degrees is turtleneck weather down here, buddy.
I live for those days that it gets to like 42, and there's a possibility of getting to like 38. There's like
because you missed the old 42nd Street with the porn theaters, right? That's what it is. 42. Yes. Yeah, I know the relation. I feel you. I'm with you.
But that's why it was 69 degrees on Monday.
I don't miss the winter. I'm not like you. I don't miss it. I lived a lot of winters in New York. Triple pants and socks.
It's great.
North Face.
Long johns, baby.
Hat. And then you get into your job and the heat's on and you feel like stripping naked and just doing a little like banana dance for your team.
Oh, never mind that. When you got the train, you got to take all your clothes off, then put them back on again. When you
get it's ridiculous. So I don't miss any of that. I really don't.
Hey, man, last 2 years, global warming, baby. It has not been that cold. It has not been that cold.
Did you guys get like less than 5 inches of snow the whole season last year?
We got like barely any snow last year. I love it.
So it's a good thing we pulled out of that European.
Stop. Keith, can you do us a favor and talk about Brooklyn Water Coffee Roasters?
The people who have not given me any coffee? Sure. BrooklynWaterCoffeeRoasters.com. From their roastery to your front door, but not mine. Ooh, your coffee is enlightening. From their roaster to your front door, but never mine. Only the finest beans are hand-picked. Now, the Chris, he actually goes to all these foreign countries, and he picks these beans one by one for you. Well, not really, but they are hand-picked. They are delicious. Brooklyn Water Coffee Roasters, all my kidding aside, is really, it's probably one of the best, if not the best coffees I've ever drank. They have some amazing flavors. One of them is dark roast, dark chocolate. It's a rich chocolatey flavor. It is to some people, not me, but it is good. I just don't like chocolate. But it is hands down one of the most popular coffees, dark roast, dark chocolate. And you get a rich chocolatey flavor within your coffee. You don't need to add anything to it. And it's guilt-free. Why is it guilt-free, Farachi? Because it has how many calories?
0.
Boom. Then there's, I think, I don't know if it's seasonal or not, but it should be out now. It's called Winter Wonderland. One of my personal favorites. Delicious coffee. It has like a white chocolate. I don't know all the flavors in it, but if you go on the website, www.brooklynwatercoffeeroasters.com, they have an outline of all the different flavors and what it takes to make those flavors. And even though it has white chocolate, it has how many calories? I forgot.
Absolutely 0.
Boom. And that's a 0 for all you people out there who don't speak Spanish. Then is the high energy line of coffee, which is also, of course, one of my favorites because I'm a speed junkie. Since cocaine has been illegal, I just drink a lot of coffee. So, it's always been illegal. So I've always drank a lot of coffee.
Not in Oregon.
Right. I should go to Oregon. I'm going to be a meth, coke, heroin. That's a whole other issue.
They don't need the coffee, though.
I don't understand. Anyway, let's not get into that. This is a sports show.
You're a sports show.
You just threw me off. Okay, so 50% more caffeine. I love Cinnabuzz. Cinnabuzz is one of my favorites. It's a cinnamon infused coffee. It has 50% more caffeine. It is so delicious. And cinnamon is naturally calorie-less. So that has how many calories, Farachi? I forgot.
714.
Minus?
714.
Which equals?
0.
Boom. And then we also have our friend Rodriguez, who is not on the show, but we like to call him, there goes my light again. You see that? Jacked Up Cupcake. He is our Jacked Up Cupcake, and Jacked Up Cupcake is also part of the 50% more caffeine, energy, high caffeine line. It's like a vanilla cupcake flavor coffee, really delicious. I drink my coffee black, so I can tell you these flavors are amazing. But I know a lot of you are not into flavored coffee. They do have the medium roast coffee, which is also really flavorful, really robust. It's delicious. You roast that in your Keurig or on your stove, your whole house will smell amazing. And there's other non-flavor lines out there too, but you have to find out for yourself. www.brooklynwatercoffeeroasters.com. Act now. Use the code MASKON. All capital letters. That means no lowercase and no numbers, just all capital letters. Mask on. If you can't spell that, maybe Farachi put in the bottom for you, or you're just going to have a problem. Mask on. You get your third bag free when you order too. www.brooklynwatercoffeeroasters.com. From the roaster to your front door. Guaranteed to ship within 24 hours of its roast date. Boom! Let's go Giants.
Danielle says, I take my coffee with the fixings because I don't hate myself.
I love it black. That sounded bad, but you know what I mean, Danielle. You know me long enough. Let's leave it there.
All right. All right. First off, for those of you who are just joining us or whatnot, and if you're watching us in a Facebook group, go ahead and click the StreamYard link up at the top and just let it control you so we can see who you are when you're saying the amazing comments that you leave here.
Come comment.
Comment.
I love the hand movements. I love my controlling hand movements and Timmy's. This show is epic. What's his name?
Yeah. So if you we did this a couple weeks ago. If you're out there and you want to join us for our picks segment, which comes up a little bit later on the show, let us know. And you'll join us live as we go through our picks. And, it'll be fun. Fun will be had by all. All right, so let's start talking about the week that we had with the New York Football Giants. It was Monday Night Football against Tampa Bay, Brady, the Bucks, the electric offense. And
I can't show my face for this.
Came up just short. You know, we were talking throughout, as we typically do during the Giants game, and we had our semi-happy moments, and then we had moments where we just wanted to, chuck our phones through the window. Timmy, I always toss this over to you first. What did you like? What didn't you like about the Monday night game?
Groundhog Day. I say it every week. Again, it's the same thing every week, but this week is a little different only because, first of all, I wasn't mad this week. I think we put up one hell of a fight to this team. I was actually very impressed with this defense. I love this defense. I really do. This is the groundwork for a defense that can be solid for the next 5 to 10 years if they do it correctly. Only this week too, I can't defend. I won't defend Daniel Jones all the way through, but even like the announcers, because if you watch the announcers, I was the same way. What a throw! He's a laser. Look at that concentration. What guts? Then 2 seconds later, why did he do that? What is he doing? What's going on? So I was just like the announcers. What are you doing? Why are you throwing that freaking ball up and down, up and down? I'm not drafting Trevor Lawrence, but no, Daniel Jones had his issues this week. Probably cost us the game, I might say. Maybe, but no, I was actually very impressed with the team this week. I'm not as mad as I usually am, especially because Tom Brady really didn't smile to the fourth quarter. I like beating him up, and he never smiled. He hates playing us. And we beat the crap out of him for 3 quarters. Unfortunately, that fourth quarter got away from us. So what are you going to do?
Donnie, welcome to the show. So Donnie is among the get Daniel Jones out of here crowd, and we'll get to it. I mean, we talk about it every week because it's a thing every week. So we'll get to that. And what a few people were saying on Twitter, former New York Giants. David says it's time to not defend Daniel Jones anymore, but not fully blame. So,
Dave, I still have a problem with some of your Halloween movie picks, Dave. We'll get to that later, but I still have some of those problems.
Oh man,
so we'll get back to that.
There were a couple. There were a couple of issues there, and but in case you guys missed it, it's on our feed everywhere. It's on the YouTube channel, which you should definitely go and check out and subscribe. Pop Culture Pros. Just do a search for that in YouTube. Or go to the website, popculturepros.com, and up in the top right-hand corner, there are all the social media links. And the Four Quarter Show did a special Halloween special. This is what Timmy just hinted at. And we agreed with some. We didn't agree with others. But go ahead and watch it and see if you agree with how the bracket went. Keith, did anything excite you about this game?
Defense. I really loved Martinez. He looked really sharp. The defense in general looked really sharp. Of course, there's some key things that really, if we're going to be a championship contending team, need to be worked on, such as the pass rush. It was there, and from what I understand, we're 8th or 7th in the league in sacks. We are probably the most underwhelming 8th place sack leading team ever to exist in the NFL. You would never know we are 8th or 7th or whatever it is in sacks.
Just that.
And that's because the pressure is not consistent. We get those sacks when the opportunity arises, which is how it should be. But outside of those opportunities, the pressure should be consistent. That needs to be worked on. Outside of that little thing, which is really a big thing, the defense itself, the secondary, the linebackers, they were all very impressive. I'll even go as far to say that I really, if I'm going to jump over to the defensive side of the ball, I really love Slayton this week. I mean, he didn't have a whole lot of yardage, but he was clutch.
Offensive side of the ball, you mean?
I said defensive? Yeah, offensive. Sorry. Offensive side of the ball. Defense, I gave my defense analogy. Offense. That's funny. I just totally had a ad start playing in my head. In my other earphone. I was like, wait, what is Frost saying? I had another web page up. Sorry. So Slayton was really clutch. He made some plays that were above and beyond. The receiving core in general was pretty good. Their hands are looking good. And I have to give a lot of credit to Gallman. Didn't get a lot of yardage again. But this all comes down to my biggest problem with the offense, and I think it's all of our biggest problem, which is the offensive line. Their pass block has been subpar. Their running blocking has been subpar. We need some blocking. We need some people who are just going to make Daniel Jones sit there and feel comfortable. And to your point, Tim, they're talking about the whole game, the announcers, how bad Daniel Jones is, bad pass, bad this, bad that. But they're not really looking at the full scheme of things. Daniel Jones is not washed up. Daniel Jones is not somebody we should give up on. It's his second year, and he's getting his ass kicked every game. Okay, he's not Eli. Eli got his ass kicked for years, and he kind of got used to it. This guy's new. He's getting these NFL linebackers slaughtering him, blindsiding him, and we need to really make that offensive line work if we have any hope of doing anything.
Yeah, and Donnie, we're fans of Joe Judge on the show also. And just to kind of piggyback off of what you just said, Keith, Daniel Jones has been sacked 61 times in his 20-plus games, 21 games as a pro. And it's funny how you say we're the for the sacks and whatnot. And I was thinking about that because I was like, what? We're 8th in sacks? That doesn't...
The most underwhelming top 10 sack leader in history of NFL.
And it's because it's never on a huge third down play. That our Giants teams that we knew and loved were, it's 3rd and 8, and here comes the pressure, here comes the sack for a huge play, punt the ball.
Sacks are awesome, bro. Not to cut you off, I'm sorry, but just to throw in real quick, sacks are amazing. Of course, we all love sacks. They're sexy. They punish that quarterback a little bit. You like that? They punish that quarterback a little bit. They put fear in him. It changes their offensive scheme. But the true test of a good defense is pressures and run and stop. If you're not pressuring that quarterback constantly, you have an issue. If you get a sack every 6 downs, there goes that damn light again. If you get a sack every 6 downs, but you're instead not pressuring him the other 6 downs, 5 downs, guess what? He's got 5 downs of sitting in pocket, picking what he wants to do. Pressures are key. Sacks are sexy. Pressure is key. Anyway, sorry.
And you are also sexy. All right. So, we might as well get started with the Daniel Jones stuff. Knock that out of the way here.
The weekly Daniel Jones stuff.
The weekly. Do you guys hear anything from our old friend Tiki last couple days?
I haven't. I don't listen to him. I refuse to listen to him.
I got a text from him. Hold on, let me see.
Let's talk real quick about what Tiki Barber had to say about Daniel Jones.
No, here we go. Oh, good. This is good though. I hope he blasts him because then we'll win 10 in a row now.
Here it is, fellas, and all you out there watching. This is a quote from former New York Giants running back Tiki Jones. Tiki Barber. Hold on.
Let me give him the 21 gun salute.
All right, so Tiki Barber says, and I quote, "It's gotten to the point where it's frustrating because the only reason the Giants are not winning now is because of the mistakes the quarterback continually makes. Their defense under Patrick Graham is balling, playing their asses off each and every week. Patrick Graham is doing things with limited talent. He's making these guys look really good, but the Giants can't score unless Daniel Jones gets a wow moment. But there's too few of them for him to be considered the full answer right now. Not that we're making that decision right now, even though some people want to. It's just like, come on, man, it's time."
Just like, come on, man.
Look, I know Donnie mentioned Ryan Leaf. He is no Ryan Leaf. He's 3 weeks ago. He has the same numbers as Peyton Manning. Now he's Ryan Leaf all of a sudden.
Yeah, that's all.
Come on, let's just all relax with that. This past week, I will give him a lot of the blame. I will. He made some bad choices and bad mistakes, but I mean, it's still too early to give up on the guy. You can't give up on the guy. The guy's got balls of steel. We've been talking about this since last year. The guy's got balls. He's got huevo, whatever you want to call it. You juggle him like that. You can't give up on him yet. He needs help. Now, if he had a ton of help, if he had all pro receivers and not Golden Tate, who should have been traded, then you can start blaming him a lot more. Well, who cares about Golden Tate's wife?
I did see that.
Jesus.
She's like out there just talking about, not getting enough time.
And it sucks. I'm a Notre Dame guy, so I've been watching Golden Tate for a real long time, and it's disappointing that he's such a moron now.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm not going to jump on the I hate Daniel Jones bandwagon. All quarterbacks make mistakes. All quarterbacks have bad games. and I'll still put this on the O line and no receiving core before I put it on his back.
Agreed. And you know what, Tim? What makes a real quarterback is a supporting cast. Now, a quarterback makes other players, such as receivers and things like that, but a quarterback can't make a team without the proper tools. And what are those proper tools? Blocking and somebody who can run.
System.
We lost one of the system. We lost one of the top.
And well, I mean, he's playing in a new system. He's playing a new system.
Well, he's playing in a new system, right? But any good quarterback can adapt to a new system if the system and the coaches build it around their talent. So I don't I don't go into that too much, but no system works without time in the pocket. And Daniel Jones is forced to make decisions at a rookie state that he shouldn't be forced to make. It should be something that he learns gradually. The good news is, if you want to take a positive out of it, he's learning a lot. All right. So if you watch towards the end of the game, he started throwing the ball away instead of trying to force plays.
Absolutely.
So if you see, he's progressing. So maybe this is a advanced course for him. He's not going to look good this year, fellas. He's not, ladies and gentlemen, because I know there's a lot of lady fans out there. He's not going to look good this year. I'm sorry, but his talent is undeniable, and you cannot judge him until he has the right supporting cast, and that starts with the offensive line. I mean, 9 weeks. How many times I've been saying this? You guys been saying
it? Look, this is a guy who's number 2 all time rookie with passing games as a rookie of over 300 yards. He's number 2. He had 5 of them last year. He's going to get passed up by Herbert or I think
Burrows.
Or Burrow. Or both, because they're playing well, and it's also a guy who had, I get the fumble stuff, and that's something that he definitely has to fix, and that's a big chunk of the turnover. Like when you, as you're watching, if he's got a blind eye and somebody's coming, you just cringe because the ball's coming out. He's got to get a handle on the ball, no pun intended, but at the same time, this is a guy last year, 24 touchdowns. 12 interceptions, right? He had the same number of touchdowns last year as Tom Brady did in less games. And I'm not comparing the two. And Donnie, I get it. You mentioned the wins. I think the quarterback wins is the dumbest stat in all of sports. It is just asinine to me how you could measure, wins and losses on one guy. If that's the case, the captain on the defense should get a win or a loss also.
Give him a full year of full protection, and then I'll agree with you. I think if you give him a full year of being able to sit in a pocket at least 2 out of every 4 downs, and that's not asking for a lot, 2 out of every 4 downs, sit in a pocket for at least 5 to 7 seconds, he will give us wins.
All right,
and someone to throw to. Because again, how many?
We have people to throw to. I think
but in the message group, I think I even wrote third quarter, 190 yards. 100. Right. He can't go deep. They can't throw deep
because you don't have time. They
exactly
run.
Exactly. That's exactly my point. And when they do go deep, he might, he made a mistake once.
Missed it.
Fine. Yeah, he's overthrowing, but he's because in his head
because he's rushed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You know what this reminds me of, Tim, and you and I have talked about this a lot. I've known Tim, I'll say my whole life. It hasn't been my whole life, but just about. And Tim and I have also always been Giant fans since we've talked sports. And there was one quarterback, and his name is Dave Brown. The guy had talent. I don't know if he would have become anything.
Dave Brown gets a lot of mention on the show.
Dave Brown became so scared in the pocket after his first year because he was getting his ass beat every single time. I don't think Daniel Jones is that scared type. I think Daniel Jones is going to try to take the inefficiencies on his shoulders and make up for it, and that's where he's making these mistakes. You can't make up for non-blocking. You can't make up for your receivers not getting open. What you need to do is, and they said this Monday night, and it's a good saying: learn to live another down. He learned that. If you watch towards the end of that game, he started learning to live. And Ken Graham, Donnie, dude, you open up a whole other door. I'm not going there.
Dark
learn
times.
to live another down. And Ken Graham wasn't too bad for the first few starts. Anyway, he started doing that. He started throwing out of bounds. So I'm hoping that he's growing and learning through adversity right now. So when he does have that time in the pocket, he's prepared for anything that comes his way, because the kid's got talent, and it's there's no denying that. Even though he trips over his own feet after 80 yards, he's got talent. I believe in Danny Dimes. That's it.
All right. Yeah. So, well, on the flip side of that, Lawrence Tynes took to Twitter to defend Daniel Jones, and I think it's a very fair defense of him. So let me get to that real quick. Lawrence Tynes put on Twitter, for the let's get rid of Daniel Jones crowd, the only similar situation I could ever think of is Josh Rosen in Arizona, top 10 pick, traded after 1 year, and then they drafted Kyler Murray. Do you really put Jones in that bucket where we should be done after year 2, or should we see what happens in the last 8 games? Let me bring that up for you guys here. Got to get rid of these banners. And then we'll share that up here. So this is the comparison here of Daniel Jones and Josh Rosen. Daniel Jones, first 21 games, 33 touchdowns, 21 interceptions, 15 fumbles. Okay. Josh Rosen, 12 touchdowns, 19 interceptions, 5 fumbles. 4,693 passing yards for Daniel Jones, 2,845 for Josh Rosen. No comparison on the rushing rushing yards either. And again, like I said, the win loss is ridiculous for quarterbacks in football. So this is the difference here. And just like Lawrence Tynes is saying, you can't do if you do it right now. If you trade Daniel Jones in the offseason, let's say you get the number 1 pick and you trade Daniel Jones and then you go out after COVID boy. You have to be able to say Daniel Jones is just as bad as Josh Rosen, and that's just not true. Factually speaking, it's not true.
You have to look at the playing time. So Josh Rosen, I liked Josh Rosen. Oh. Obviously, it didn't pan out. I don't think those 20 games he has as much playing times as Daniel Jones. I could be wrong. I don't know the stats. I'm speaking.
Well, that was his first 20 games.
I don't think he played 4 quarters in all those 20 games. So I think
even worse.
It makes his interception. Well, yeah, it makes a lot of things worse. Some things better. Doesn't matter. I think Daniel Jones is a better quarterback, but Josh Rosen did need a little better sample. I think Josh Rosen got a bad deal with the team that he was drafted to. I think they just didn't like him from the start, and they weren't willing to build around him. But as the Giants organization,
then he was no good with the Dolphins either.
He also didn't get a whole lot of chance there too. Think about it. Not only that, he was under Adam Gase, who was one of the worst quarterbacks of head coaches I've ever seen in my life. I mean, terrible. This guy's freaking terrible. And then the Jets won. That's a whole other tangent. Let me not go there. But I do think that the Giants do believe in Daniel Jones. I think they're going to build around him. I don't think we're going that route. I just don't see that. I don't see the Giants giving up on Daniel Jones. I think he's our guy. I think even the new coaches and staff believe in him as our guy. I think that we're just going to start building around him better and tailoring to his talent. Because truthfully, when it's a quarterback on the offense, you need to draft and tailor your free agents to your quarterback's talent and his ability.
Right.
Not.
And right now, you bring in any quarterback, they'll die back there anyway. Doesn't matter who you put back there right now.
Pretty much. And I feel like, I don't know the stats or numbers, but I feel like it's worse than last year. And last year was bad. I don't know. I don't know the numbers, but I feel like it's worse. He's constantly on the run. He's constantly trying to make quick decisions. It's disgusting.
And we say it every week,
Jeff,
even on the good plays. Yeah, man. Even on good plays, the defense is in the backfield. Defenses in the backfield. Defenses in all the freaking time.
Tim, they don't need to blitz because their offensive line sucks. They can drop everybody back and rush 3 or 4, and they'll get at them. It's a joke.
Yeah, he was pretty decent.
It felt like he was watching.
They just got to find the right. They also have to find the right combination. Will Hernandez, is he done? I think Will Hernandez is done. Me personally, I think he was unfortunately, he's a wash.
I hope for him too, man. It's kind of sad. Maybe you can move him somewhere in another position, but
I said you gotta 3-card Monty these linemen and try to figure out the right combination. But I liked how he played the other night too. I thought the offensive actually played pretty decent until the fourth. I thought everyone played decent until the fourth quarter. All of a sudden, the fourth quarter was like,
Daniel Jones was still on the run a lot.
Oh no, he was.
He was pressured way too much. And to credit to him, everybody wants to take credit away. Credit to him, he was making plays. He was making stupid choices sometimes, but he was making plays. Even though he was on the run.
Throw the ball away.
He was getting freaking. Well, yeah, learn to live another down. I don't know who said that Monday night. It made so much sense though. But
I said the announcers were all in his corner. Oh, he's dealing. Oh, he's whipping that ball. Oh, he's playing, and then boom. Oh, well, now he made a bad throw, and now he's bad.
They turn heel on him, Timmy.
Exactly. Turn heel right away.
In our chat, we said that a couple times too, right? Oh, blame Daniel Jones again. But I mean, even that last play, maybe we'll get to that. That's another segment. The last 2-point play. We'll talk about that and what we feel about that.
I mean, if you want to get there, because that's where I was going to head next. So I don't know in what world the receiver standing here, the defender coming in with his chest, not looking at the ball, bumps the receiver, then the ball comes in and it's a no call.
Wait, what else did he do, Farachi? I called it on our chat.
He
held his hand. If you look at that play,
they mentioned that too.
He held his hand. He's not your child trying to cross the street, people. It was defensive pass interference. Bottom line, you don't hold.
Here, come here. Let me hold your hand. We'll go catch the ball together. It's okay.
No,
and then if you want, playing devil's advocate, if Daniel Jones would have thrown the ball a half a second sooner, then
or had it a little more.
But
I don't know if he was rushed on that play. I don't remember. I don't want to speak out of turn. I'm assuming he was based off of our offensive
Keith never speaks out of turn.
No.
I'll allow you one time,
Thanks. Appreciate it. I like your girthy mic. If he would,
it's got a dent in it.
How'd that happen?
I don't know.
If he would have threw a little ahead of the receiver. And quick story, that mic Farachi's talking on, we started our original podcast with Rodriguez, Farachi, and I to put in the book show, which you should watch. Even if you're not a Mets fan, you should watch. You can call in and argue with us. We all shared that one mic. It was terrible.
It was upside down.
It was so much fun and good. But anyway, yeah, if he threw a little ahead of the receiver, it would have made a difference.
What did you think about that last play, Timmy?
I hate that call. I hate that play. But honestly, with their line, with what they got to work with, they had no choice. They weren't going to pound it in running. Putting him in the shotgun again. Ingram was the only one probably going to make that play. A play like that. I guess they had no choice. I didn't want to throw it to Lewis of all people, but do I think interference? I do think he was there a little early.
Yeah,
but
I thought they were going to call some type of an option play because they were the defense was getting into the backfield so quick, option it off, and then Daniel Jones takes off to the left. That's what I was thinking beforehand, but obviously they did not do that. And who knows? All right, so next up, it's the 1-7 New York Football Giants against the 2-5 Washington Football Team. This is where our one win came from. The Redskins, whatever. The Washington Football Team has beaten the Giants, and they beat the Cowboys. So being very advantageous against the wonderful division that is the NFC East. And so, I mean, it's not a watchable game except for fans of either team. But I mean, if there's one good thing about Washington, it is their defense. Their offense is so. Their run game, so that offensive line is I guess better than ours, but I don't know. I don't know if that really says much. And then for us, defense has obviously stepped up dramatically since the beginning of the year. Defense is much better, firing on all cylinders for the most part. And against this type of offense, I mean, and with our offensive potential, you feel if Daniel Jones can have a breakout, it would be against a team like this. What are you guys thinking?
I'm thinking a win. I'm thinking a win finally. Yeah, because the Redskins are just they're. I mean, their record says it, but they're worse than we are, way worse. And like I said, the Giants have been, again, I don't want to sound like that guy, but we've been in every game except for the 49er game, right? Which makes no sense. We have been in every single game. We lost by 1, by 2, by 1, by 3. It's ridiculous.
Benacci.
If we lose to the team with no name, that's a new low. It's like Moneyball, 50 feet of crap, and then there's us with the Jets. Right now we're above the Jets, but if we lose to the Redskins, the no-name red team, then we're down here.
Put a vending machine in the locker room.
By the way, why not call them the Hogs? They used to be called the Hogs. Why not call them the Red Hogs or something like that?
Yeah, something.
Something
it's
traditional.
Crazy that they haven't even all this time, and you haven't been able to think of a name that you could at least use next year.
Remember St. John's?
This is what they're going.
Then you went to Red Storm. There you go. They kept the red, changed the Storm. Yeah. You're in. The same thing. The Red Hogs. I like that. I like the Hogs. Get a nice big hog with the tusks and as your mascot. It's awesome.
So become a freaking Washington
design
fan,
it.
Tim.
Yes.
Tell me how much more you like them. Tell me everything you like about them.
Thank you, Raul.
I agree with Raul, not Tim. They should be the Red Hogs.
All right. Well, Keith, give me 1 or 2 or 3 keys to the game this week.
So I'm picking the Giants to win because I think the Giants are going to go ahead and.
I didn't ask you that.
Oh, I'm telling you. I think they're going to go ahead and they're going to excel at the quarterback position. They're going to excel at the secondary position, and they're going to excel in terms of their receivers. And I think that's where the keys are. I think the keys to the game for Redskins are in the trenches. I think defensively on the line and offensively on the line. I don't know why that light keeps turning off on me. It's like creepy haunted. But I think offensively on the line, defensively on the line.
I haven't noticed it one time. If you didn't say something, I would not have noticed.
Yeah, it's throwing me off though.
What is it doing? Wait a second. Wait. We need some behind the scenes. Is it turning off or is it like falling?
No, it's just turning off. There's nothing touching it. It's just turning off like all by itself.
That's very creepy.
I think in the trenches, and to me, the game is won in the trenches. The Redskins are better than us, but they're not superior to us. And that's why they're going to lose this weekend because in every other category, we are superior. So the keys to the game for the Redskins to win is to step up and kick our ass in the trenches defensively and offensively. And for us, it is to continue doing what we have been doing the last few weeks and just dominate in the backfield, dominate from a quarterback position, although a lot of people disagree with me, and for our receivers to step up. That's going to be key for us. We're going to need some open receivers, and we're going to need a lot of extra coverage since our defensive line does not cause any pressure at all. Boom.
All right. We'll get to our score picks on this game in a little bit after we do our world famous picks segment, which is amazing.
Wait, can I say something real quick though? Real quick.
Yes.
Last year, we were, I think, even though it's the same record, I thought we were worse off last year than we are this year.
Yeah.
Gettleman makes a trade, gives up a 3 and a 5 for a guy we never should have got. This year, you got Zeitler, Tate, and as much as I hate to say it, Ingram, but Ingram is, I don't care. Ingram has stepped up big time this year. But if you're talking about trade bait, you got 3 guys right there alone. You could have traded for some draft picks back, get the packs back, and Williams too. No moves. No moves. Didn't make one single overall move.
Right?
Well, that's the league. It was a non-event. Get them in gone or get them in gone.
The Titans completely, I was going to say raped, but that's not a good word. They completely destroyed the Chargers with Desmond King. Baseball, dude.
Was that the remix?
Yeah. But the Titans took Desmond King from the Chargers for a 6th round pick. The dude's one of the top cornerbacks in the league.
Yep.
Stole him completely. And the Giants made no moves. Not one move to get that 3 and that 5 back. They're not signing Leonard Williams. They're not going to give him $12 million. Get the freaking draft picks back, idiot. I hope that marble mouth moron is out of here. I really do. I can't stand him.
There's no explanation if he's not gone.
Sorry about that, guys. I had the mic on the wrong setting, and you guys should not have been hearing that.
What?
You're full of shit.
Exactly. Thank God we know you. Know you so well. All right, let's get to our picks. I assume that I think both of you sent yours in. I'll do mine live here. All right.
Excuse me.
Our pick segment brought to you, as always, by PopCulturePros.com. We just did a giveaway tonight. It was
that was for Pop Culture.
Okay. We did a last-second giveaway tonight for Let Him Go?
Let Him Go.
That's actually going on right now.
Tim, you're with me. You got to make me want to go watch Frozen now. I'm like Tim. I'm like a Disney Star Wars nerd. I can't help it. Sorry.
Well, I want to. We'll have another giveaway in the next couple of days up on the site popculturepros.com, and it's Come Away. So that'll be. It's gonna. I'm just looking up to see if it's a virtual screening. It is.
Is it another Blumhouse? This Blumhouse, man, they're on fire, huh?
Yeah, no, this one's not Blumhouse. This one is.
But why Hollywood shut down? They made like 70 movies.
Oh yeah. 8. Well, it's going to be 8 in total. Yeah.
But you know, I do the show. Right. I do the show here in my house. I invite a live studio audience. They're all like spaced. They're all wearing masks. So, guys, what do you think about the pop culture giveaway?
Yeah, it's a good crowd
going wild, bro. You're doing good.
And you can also find all the shows and all the stuff that we cover, and you can see my latest NFL power rankings that just hit today. Fresh.
Ranking, guys.
Yeah, so fresh and so clean. So go ahead and check that out after you're done listening to the show. So let's get to our picks. Hollywood never shuts down. Yeah, if you see little by little, shows are starting to get back into production that have not, that paused. Stuff like I thought I heard somewhere that Stranger Things was back. Getting back to work. Okay, I thought I saw that. My son has been asking constantly, when is Stranger Things? Let's look. See if it's coming back. I was like, man, the Rona.
Does he find that scary, or is he good with it, or
no? He's good with it. I was, I watch him every time, the Demogorgon pops out and whatever, and especially at the beginning. But he was fine with it. Never any issues, and it was pretty cool to be able to binge watch something, because I had not watched it. Binge watch something with your 8-year-old kid.
Absolutely, bro.
So, a fun thing. All right, let's get to our picks here. First off, coming up shortly here, the Packers and the 49ers. The Packers are 7-point favorite heading to the 49ers. Who's son of a bitch? I have a grievance to air.
Uh-oh.
A grievance to air. So half of my team was on bye week this past weekend in fantasy football, and so I'm filling the gaps as much best as I can. Is Seahawks. So pick up Jimmy Garoppolo. He's the most added quarterback for the week because the Seahawks defense just sucks. And even if he's not, even if he's not throwing 50 yards downfield, he's typically lately he's a general out there. Doesn't make many mistakes. Some bitch gets me 3 points. 3 points, leaves with an ankle injury, and guess what? I squeaked it out. I was the lowest scoring. I won. I had like 48 points, and I won the game because
you were going against Raphael. Don't tell me that.
No. Wow.
I would definitely yes.
No, I was going against. I was actually going against a 7-0 team, and I didn't because so many people on the bye week. I had no thought of even competing in this game. I just set my lineup, see what's going on. And lo and behold, he thought that Dalvin Cook was out again, and he left him on his bench. He would have beat me by himself. He put up 51 points, 4 touchdowns against these Packers, and I put up like 48. I would have lost Dalvin Cook 51, my entire team 48.
Wow.
So, no thanks. I, with pleasure, after the Monday night game, drop Jimmy G's ass. Get out. Kyler Murray, thank you. Come back, baby.
Kyler,
right,
come back. Okay.
The name of my team. The name of my team is the Cobra Kylers.
Nice.
All right. Let's get to the matter at hand here. The Packers and the 49ers. Packers are 7-point favorite. Keith, who you got?
I got the Fudgies.
All right, we got the Packers. That's
Fudge Packers.
Yes, the Packers for Timmy as well. I'm gonna go with the Cheeseheads in this one. All right, so that's the Thursday night game. Next up, we start our Sunday afternoon slate, and this is a barely watchable here. Look what the Broncos did. Gave the Chargers just another way to lose last week. Broncos at the Falcons. It was funny last week. That was the Thursday night game, Falcons and Panthers, and I picked the Panthers on the site. And 10 minutes before, this is a spoiler alert for my power rankings. 10 minutes before the game started, I put my money on the Falcons.
Where's the good boy?
With the big girl teeth. And I did so because I was thinking about it, and then Michael Strahan picked the Falcons. I was like, that's a sign. I'm doing it. I put the money on the Falcons, won a couple bucks that night. All right, so I'm going to go. This is like a pick'em game for me now. I'll go with the Falcons, and they'll have a lead, and then I'm not betting on them this week. I bet on them last week because they were underdog, and there was money to be made there. But I'm going to go I'm going with the Falcons. No idea if anything I just said made any sense. Tim, who you got?
I, too, will go with the Dirty Birds.
Any team
the Dirty Birdies?
Any team with a lead quarterback who is fighting retirement that's not named Manning is probably going to suck. So let's go Falcons. I hope their team and their state can play football better than their decision making.
No.
Oh, wait.
They haven't made a decision yet.
Exactly. That's the problem.
Oh, I thought you meant which way they decided. Okay. All right. So you went Falcons, right?
I like the Falcons, so yes, Falcons.
Okay. Well,
generally I like the Falcons. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Maybe because Dan Reeves was there at one point.
You also have Matt Ryan on your team, on your fantasy team.
I do. I like Matt Ryan.
Set your lineup.
I will do that tonight.
You're lying to me. There's an 8:00 game. It's Thursday night. Check to see if you got any Thursday people. Then you can set the lineup, and then you can worry about the rest of it on Saturday. Jesus. All right, next. The Seahawks. 3-point favorite at Buffalo. Keith, who you got in this one?
Buffalo.
The Buffalo Bills. Timmy, who you got in this one?
I got the Hawks from the sea.
knew he was going to whisper this.
The Hawks from the sea.
I'm going to go with the Seahawks as well on that. Oh, I completely forgot about this. Let's talk last week's results while we're here. Out of this show and out of the site, I was tied for first place. Bunch of guys with 9 wins last week. Timmy, you went 8-6 last week.
That was my worst week so far.
I picked up a game. I'm so excited about that. Rodriguez missing the action tonight, but he went 8-6. Keith had a rough week, 5-9.
I've had a rough year. Last year I was always in the lead or I won. This year it's been like.
Well, we need some fact checkers on that one. We'll
go ahead, fact check it all you want.
We'll get them deployed.
PopCulturePro.com owner, formerly known as Pop Culture Pro, because there's only one thing to look at, and that's Pop Culture Pros. Like it or leave it, or get in there, like it.
Yeah,
like it.
All right, so that puts us overall, Timmy, 85-34. You're in first place, as far as the show is concerned, and overall on the site. I am 82-37. I'm 3 games behind. Scratching and clawing. He doesn't give me a chance to get back into this damn thing. Rodriguez, 72-47, 13 games out. And Keith is right now sitting in last place, 68-51.
Good thing I don't gamble.
17 games off the pace.
Hey, what do I say? If I put money on these games, I'd be in last place. That's just how the universe and me work together.
I don't think I told you this. I did an afternoon parlay, and the Chargers were one of my picks.
Good job, degenerate.
I
love you.
That was the second time in the last 3 weeks that I lost a parlay on 1 point, on a 1 point loss.
You know when the last time I played a parlay was? Never.
Oh, it's so much fun. All right. Next up, the Bears. The most fraudulent team in the NFL. The Bears. Go against
sorry
the
to
Titans.
Danielle when you say that.
Oh, sorry, Danielle. I completely forgot about that. Sorry. It's true. All right, so the Bears at the Titans. Titans are 6.5 point favorite. Titans lost to a very frisky Bengals team. Look at this. We got a special guest live on air. See those
look at that, Baba.
Big boy teeth.
Do you like the Titans this week?
Show me the big boy teeth. Show me the big boy teeth, Tim.
He's in on the Titans.
Show me the big boy. That's a big boy teeth every day. That's like a boy.
All right.
Hey, there's a funeral going on somewhere.
Rufus, Rufus is the one who found the phone booth for Bill and Ted, or introduced the phone booth to Bill and Ted.
Yep.
So Rufus is very important.
That's a great point.
Him and his big boy teeth. It's true, and anybody who denies that is a liar and probably not smart. You should probably
go to flat earther.
Right, but if you're stupid or dumb or smart or intelligent, you should go to popculture.com and hit like on all social media aspects.
If you speaking Spanish,
you can be dumb or smart. We accept you all. We just want likes.
Oh yeah. It's all in the family. In everybody's family, you got the smart people, you got the stupid asses. And
but if you're dumb,
we applaud it all.
Don't think we won't tell you about it.
Exactly. All right, Keith, who you got in this one? Bears, Titans.
I'm picking the Titans.
Titans.
I think my boy from Miami, who they gave up on, who I told all my Miami friends.
I feel like Keith is becoming a Dolphins fan. I'm not sure what's going on.
I do appreciate the Dolphins. I like them because they're local. Really? And when they win, it's fun.
Oh, I guess you're a Marlins fan now, too. I guess you like the Marlins.
No.
I guess you like the Panthers, too.
Okay.
You're a huge Heat fan. Oh,
since you're heckling me, you little... I muted that. Since you're heckling me, I'm just going to give you a quick explanation. So I don't like the Jets. As a matter of fact, I dislike the Jets. So liking the Dolphins is easy because I'm in Florida and it pisses off Jets fans. So that's easy. But I'm a Mets fan.
You just said Florida like a Floridian. Florida. I don't like you right now. All right, work on yourself and get back.
Hold on, fans. I'm gonna just mute the heckle over here. So if I'm a Met fan, so as a Met fan, As a Met fan, I freaking hate the Marlins.
I use sign language there.
Marlins suck. I hate the Marlins. And as a Giants fan, I can care less about the Dolphins.
All right. Well, thanks for that explanation. All right. Moving right along here. Asshole. All right.
I love you.
I love you too, buddy. Ravens. Ravens are a 2-point favorite at the Colts. And that kind of shows you how different this Ravens team is than last year. If you didn't think there'd be at least some regression, I'm not saying that I wouldn't still, love to have him on my team if we didn't have a gem in Daniel Jones. But there was some regret. There was going to be some regression from Lamar Jackson, and we're seeing regression in the offense. I know they came back and made it a game against the Steelers last week, but the Steelers made a statement there. Steelers remain undefeated. So the reasoning for the Ravens being a 2-point favorite here, I think, is because the Colts defense has been phenomenal, and the Ravens offense has looked lost at times. So I say all that to say I'm going with the Ravens.
I too will go with Birds. I think I picked all the Bird teams this week.
But are you confident in that pick? I'm not confident in the pick.
No, it was one of those.
Going with them.
It was one of those like, I'll take the Ravens. I was very close going with the Colts at home, but
almost.
I was very close. But no, I'm going to go with the Ravens.
But you could see a low-scoring game here, but then you can. There's also another version of this game where the Ravens blow them out. Where they turn the tables, they confuse the defense that's been playing so well. Your name up there is Keith. Keith, who you got?
It's going to come down to game planning. I'm picking the Ravens. I think they have so much talent on that offense. Even though they're going into Indianapolis, I think they're going to overcome that. I think their defense is good enough to hold the Colts down a little bit, and they're going to pull it off. I just don't see a blowout. To everybody else's point, it's probably going to be like a 24-21 type of squeaker, but I think the Ravens are going to pull it out. Especially, I think.
Or less. I mean, I wonder what the over-under on this thing is. I'm a degenerate gambler.
I don't
be
know.
Like a 17,
I gotta
13,
imagine. I gotta imagine it's around a field goal plus a half or something.
Yeah. All right. So that's that game. Next game, we've been doing this just to switch it up a little bit. Panthers at the Chiefs. What do you guys think the Chiefs are favored by? Give me some guesses here, Keith.
Panthers, Chiefs, 13.5.
13.5. Timmy, Timmy, what do you think the spread is on this one?
I was gonna say like 8. I don't see the Panthers really that don't do that bad. They've been playing pretty decent, not great. I'd say like 8.5.
You guys slit it there. If we had to go with one, Timmy would have won this one because it's 10.5. You guys, the price is right. Keith, you would have been disqualified. All right, but I made a big deal about the Chiefs being favored by so much. Last week they were favored by 20 or 21 against
Jets.
The Jets. They covered.
Jets covered.
Oh man, and the Giants were, the Bucks were favored by 10. All right, Panthers, Chiefs. I'm pretty sure we don't have to go around the table, around the room here. We're all going to the Chiefs here. Yay. All right.
Chiefs.
Next up, we got a pick'em game. We got Kirk Cousins and the Vikings at home against, I don't know who's starting a quarterback because Mr. Stafford has become Mr. COVID. And he's going to be out.
I'm changing my pick then. I didn't know that.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm changing my pick.
And what's interesting about that is that he almost opted out at the beginning of the year because he was concerned. I'm not sure if he had a pregnant wife or it was just a kid situation at home, and now he made the decision to play and he winds up with COVID. The Vikings got Dalvin Cook back, so that means Kirk Cousins sucking tremendously doesn't impact them as much. Keith, who you got in this one? Lions, Vikings.
I'm going with the home team and the better quarterback. We're going with the Vikings. Oh, I don't know if Stafford's playing. I think Stafford is the better quarterback, but minus him and being at home, taking the Vikings.
I forgot who the backup is. It's in the power rankings article, but I had to look it up.
I don't know
actually
either.
I had to phone a friend, and that friend's name was Siri.
My decision was based off of two things: who's at home on the pick'em game, and whose quarterback is a little more dominant. With the balance around Stafford, we're going Vikings.
All right, and Timmy, I'm guessing you're going Vikings now, right?
Yeah, I'm switching. I'm breaking my rule. My rule is to never switch at the last second. But I didn't know about COVID boy, so I'm breaking my own rule. I'm breaking my own rule, and I'm going to make a switch to the Vikings.
Sam
That's
Rothstein
a rule you'll have to break. All right, we're going to skip over the Giants and Washington for a second. Next up, the Texans at the Jags. The Texans are a unique team. They are currently sucking. They're 1-6. You heard all these rumblings about them trading all their offensive pieces, but nothing really happened. Will Fuller is still with the team, among others. But the Texans, I say that they're in a unique position because at 1-6, you're like, all right, let's just tank. Let's get the best pick. Their pick belongs to the Dolphins. So if they tank, they're only helping the Dolphins. Mr. Dolphin fan up there. And the problem is that they're not trying to tank, and they're still tanking. But this week, they get better. They this is a get right week. You're going with the Texans, Timmy. I'm going with the Texans as well. Man,
I'm also going with Texans.
Jags are so bad.
Yeah, I think the Jags are so bad. I think the Texans have enough talent to overcome that miserable Jaguars team. Going Texans.
It's rough, and the Jags a couple of years ago, we were talking about them possibly knocking off the Patriots in the playoffs because of their crazy defense, and their offense was just good enough to win games. But
you know what's funny? Let's dive into that and tie into the Giants a little bit. Let's talk the Giants. What did I say?
No, I thought you said jive.
Let's tie it into the Giants a little bit. Talk about Tom Coughlin, Titus Titans. Coughlin, listen, Coughlin's one of our all-time best coaches, won 2 championships, but he is he
made Tiki cry.
You're good or you're not good. There's no consistency on Coughlin's teams. The Giants era was really good, kind of good, or you just suck. There's no consistency. And that's kind of what I'm seeing. And I don't know if there's any pattern there to foresee, but it's kind of what happened with the Jaguars, right? They were really good. And that's kind of what happened here in New York. If you all know, and you're Giants fans, I hope you are watching the show. We won a championship or we sucked ass. There was no in between. That's kind of what's happening in Jacksonville right now with Tom Coughlin, in the upper office instead of on the field as our field general. But I do appreciate Coughlin for making. Oh my God! Let's remove that. Hold on. How do I delete? Delete comment. There we go. Sorry, Eric.
Wow.
Come on. Where are you going with that? Out of here. Shut up again myself. You even shut my light off, Eric. Crap. He was a great field general. Yes, he made Tiki cry. Good. But he's up here or down here guy. There's no consistency. Where Belichick is consistent winning. I'm hoping Judge is the same.
System. Trenches.
All right. Next up, we have another pick'em game. 2 pick'em games in 1 week. We got the Raiders of Las Vegas against the Chargers of Los Angeles. It's a pick'em game. The Chargers did it again. The Chargers actually this time around screwed me out of money. I don't like it, so I'm going with the Raiders.
Degenerate.
Keith, who you got in this one?
I also went with the Chargers. I think the Raiders they're a good team, talent. The Chargers are going to pull it off this week. Those good Chargers.
Timmy.
Yeah, I'm going with my favorite Oregon Duck and the Chargers.
There it is. All right, so we got the Chargers there. All right, next up, the Cowgirls.
Just skip this
It
one.
should be a quick one.
Just skip this one.
What do you mean? I feel like that Danucci is going to put up a fight against the Steelers.
Cowboys, it doesn't matter who they're playing. Just skip it. Especially the Steelers.
Raul is going with the Raiders in that game there. All right, so Steelers all the way around, I'm assuming here, right, Keith? Unless you became that kind of a fan.
No, I'm definitely going to Cowboys to lose.
All right, next up, in what is a good matchup. I didn't think that it was going to be as good as what it might be. The Dolphins and the Cardinals. Oh, look at that Christmas tree. Oh, yeah. You're getting me going now, Keith. All right, Dolphins, Cardinals. I'm a big believer in these Cardinals. They look like the real deal. They're in that division and they're holding their own and over there in the NFC West. Kyler Murray is just phenomenal. He's that just hit the camera. You all right? All right.
Nothing's broken.
And are you sure? And
maybe
DeAndre Hopkins playing well. Real quick story for you, Keith. For everybody, but because you're holding the Christmas tree. So, you guys, I don't know if you guys know, but I cannot stand the smell or taste of coconut. So, hate it. I want to vomit. I can't do, coconut rum, nothing. None of that stuff. Coconut rice, no. Coconut shrimp, none of that.
So when I go to the grocery store and I see something delicious that has coconut flavor, I take a picture and text it to Faraci, just for the record.
It's not even just Keith. It's a bunch of different people that do that. And so a few years ago, people were decorating at work, and as a practical joke, somebody had coconut Clorox wipes, and they wiped down my desk. I get in there, and I wanted to vomit. And I looked around, and I'm not going to mention who it was. They were laughing, and I went over to them, and I said, "Give me that." And I threw the wipes in the garbage, walked away. They came back with the wipes out of the garbage. And like the little liquid that's at the bottom?
Yep.
It was poured onto my chair. But before they did that, I said, I swear on my son, if you do that, I am going to cut the lights on your Christmas tree. And she did it. And I said, you leave me no choice. I swore on my son. I walked over with the scissors and I cut them damn lights. I walked away.
The Grinch.
That was the Grinch that day. I am totally not the Grinch, but that day it had to be done. All right. Obviously, the Dolphin fan is going to go with the Dolphins here, I think. Keith, who you got in this one?
I also went with the Dolphins because I'm a Dolphin fan.
I didn't go with the Dolphins. You can't say also went with the Dolphins. I'm going with the Cardinals. Timmy.
Yeah, I'm all birds this week, except for the Eagles. So I'm all birds.
Look at that.
Because the Eagles aren't playing.
Eagles are off.
Eagles are off. But every other bird team, I got them.
Maybe that's a parlay. The
Dolphins defense
all
has
birds
parlay.
There you go. If you play the bird parlay, let me know.
Become a degenerate too. Join the club. Dolphins defense has been undeniably strong as hell. We'll see.
Yeah, And Tua looked.
He looked
Tua
okay.
Didn't look so good.
He looked winnable. It was a defense that won that game.
94 yards.
It was a defense that won that game.
All right.
Yeah, it was. It was a defense that won that game. There's no.
They didn't put in enough Tua days. What do you want from them?
Tua no good.
Right.
Wow, ESPN jokes.
No, that was my joke first. I swear.
I own it. Hang outable.
I owned it. All right. Next up, Saints and the Bucks, the Sunday night game. The last time that this happened, the Bucks won. That was week 1. Bucks put up 34 points on the The Saints put up 34 points on the Bucks.
No, interest spot. It's cool.
I don't see it happening again this time. The Bucks are just playing a different, kind of football. After week 1, they've gone through their ups and downs, but mostly ups at this point. Brady's got the offense clicking on all cylinders. Keith, who you got in this one? Saints and Bucks.
I got a homophobe for the win. I picked the Saints because I think, listen, the Bucks they're like snowballing. They're getting better and better. But I think also you can't discount the competitive of the Saints and their quarterback. And I think that they lost the first time. They're just going to come back with a vengeance, and they're going to win this game. Going with the Saints.
Timmy, you agree?
I agree with everything he just said. Who dat?
Going with the Saints.
All right. Who dat?
I agree with some of what he just said, and I'm going to go with the Bucks. But I did sit the Bucks defense just in case against the Saints.
I know it's negative 4.5 for the Bucks, but it's really kind of a toss-up because the Bucks are at home. Like I said, I just think that the competitive nature of the Bucks and their quarterback, that they lost the first game. They're going to come in with a little bit of a chip on their shoulder, and they're going to come away with the win. The win.
All right.
Not the win.
So that's the wind. That concludes the Sunday games. The Monday night game would have been a great Monday night game about 10, 12 years ago. But then the flip side of this is that even last year, this is a very low spread for the Patriots against the Jets. Patriots are 7-point favorites. They would have been 18, 23-point favorites against this Jets team last year and before that, to be honest with you. But there are people that are picking the Jets to get their first victory this week against the Patriots because the Patriots are just looking like shit. Timmy, who you got in this one?
I'm going with the system.
Take those off, please.
I'm going with the system.
The system.
The system.
That means Adam Gase's great system, right?
And Adam Gase has no system. You don't know what the hell he's doing.
Tim, you didn't do the physical gesture of the system. Let me see it.
Is there a bigger thief in football than Adam Gase?
No.
That's like he has no idea what's going on.
I'll tell you right now, Sam Darnold is going to go to another team, and he's going to be an all-pro quarterback one day. You'll see. The combination of the Jets stink odor, and Adam Gase, it's too much for anyone to handle.
Yes, it's too much. I feel like Adam Gase was like an assistant manager at Kmart and lied on his resume.
Yeah,
and said,
exactly.
"No, I coached football all these years."
Well,
and
the
Jets didn't do their due diligence.
Me and you are buddies, Tim. Me and you are buddies. Either one of you, you're married to a woman, and she cheats on you with 6 guys, and then you divorce her. The minute you divorce her, I marry her because I'm going to make an honest woman out of her. It just doesn't work that way. When somebody sucks, they suck, literally and figuratively. Why would you pick up the guy that just tanked the whole entire? Because the Dolphins went from worse to worse. It's not even a word, but it made a word. It became a word because of Gase. Why would you pick him up and hire him? Makes no sense. Zero. It's just this is the Jets. Sorry, Joe, but it's really true. And George and every other Jet fan I know, it's really true. The Jets. I'm a Met fan, so I know struggling, but we're like triple the intelligence of the Jets management, and that's sad. Thank God we got Steve Cohen. That's all going to change. We're going to be better, and you're all going to suck. But as of last year, just saying, it's just terrible. Why would you hire him? Like, hey, can I marry your wife that cheated on you 7 times? What are you doing?
All right. What are you doing?
What are you doing in there?
I never know what he's doing in there.
I got a Fuakata. I didn't even plan for this, but I can Fuakata.
You're supposed to have a Fuakata every week.
I can Fuakata big time. I can Fuakata the whole entire state. It's not a state. The whole entire District of Columbia. You and your no-name team. You and your little I got the best defensive pick in the whole entire draft last year. Screw you. You're going to lose 2 in a row to the other worst team in the NFL East, NFC East. Fuck it out the whole entire. Yes, I'm getting mad. I'm talking nonsense. Fuck it out to the whole entire Washington Redskin organization. I said it, Redskin. I'm not a racist, but you can call me that if you want. So the Redskins, fuck it. That's it. I want you all to lose this weekend. I want you to look terrible, worse than we look, and I want you to make us look good, in fact, in your terrible performance.
Look bueno. All right, so Giants and the Washington football team.
Redskins.
The Red Hogs.
The Washington football team are 2.5 point favorites.
To your point, Tim, in order to not offend anybody, even though I think they said they weren't really offended, the American Indians, Native Americans, Native North Americans, we'll call them the Red Hogs.
We talked about this last week.
We'll talk about it every week. We'll talk about it as much as I want to.
They were offended, Keith.
No, but there was other folks that said they weren't offended. So who do you believe? Who you want to believe? I will just call them Red Hogs. And we'll get away from all that argument. And the Red Hogs will lose this week. So let me redo my Fakata. Red Hogs.
No.
Fakata. No, I just did
What's the score?
Too late. The score will be the New York Football Giants 24. The Washington Red Hogs 17.
Timmy.
Dude, we're always close in these picks. Always. I got 30-17 Giants over the Hogs.
21-17.
So we all got 17 points.
But except he picked the Redskins.
No, I didn't. All right, want to close this bad boy out here.
Wait, real quick before you close out, is RG3 playing this weekend?
What?
Yeah, he's going to be the tight end.
Okay, good. Then we're definitely winning.
Yeah. To close out, there was a pretty cool story that involved Logan Ryan, as Raul submits his pick right around the same as what same general.
Seems like we're on the same ballpark.
Deal here.
Good job, Raul.
So Logan Ryan, and it was his wife. His wife was complaining about stomach pains and said, "No, I'm just gonna lay down and rest up." And she wound up in surgery. So Logan Ryan called the training staff and said, "Hey, my wife is having this issue." Trainer said, no rest. Get her to the emergency room now. Wound up having emergency surgery at 1 o'clock in the morning, and saved her life. She could have died from an ectopic pregnancy, which is an egg that's kind of like floating around there. But it was stuck in her fallopian tube, and it was about ready to burst, which could have killed her.
Wow.
And so she was about to just go lay down and just, rest up.
Never would have woke up.
Never would have woken up. Yeah. So he I think he was on the phone already with them because he was worried about something with his hip, but I didn't think he's fine. But then he said, "Oh, by the way, my wife is having this trouble, and will rest help?" And he was like, "Nope, get her to the emergency room now." Saved it. So a good news story there.
That's really cool. Good job.
Out of the Giants. All right, that'll about wrap it up.
Come out of it.
Yeah, right. Something's good. That'll about do it for us. Keith is talking on mute.
I was saying it's a good thing it wasn't the Mets.
Wait, hold on. You interrupted me on mute, and I stopped.
That's the power. That's Keith's power.
That's the power.
This is the way.
This is the way. I was just saying it's a good thing it wasn't the Mets training staff. Otherwise, they both would have died somehow.
Oh my God. Yeah. All right. That'll do it for us. As you guys and we get ready to watch some Thursday night football. Keith, any closing remarks here for the crowd?
Listen. I would like a loss to get the picks at this point. Whatever happens this weekend, as long as it's a good game. Monday night was a good game. Let's continue that process of a good game and growth and learning, and leave it up to our coaches. Stop panicking to correct it next year. This is their first year on the job. They're going to make adjustments. They inherited a lot of things and draft picks that were not theirs. Be patient, Giant fans. This staff looks very competent. Let's go, Giants.
You too, Raul. Timmy.
Yeah, don't lose this game. You lose this game, people are going to start shifting and really, 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 really getting on Daniel Jones if they lose this game. Don't lose this game, please. Please don't lose this game. That's all I'm going to say.
Block.
Yeah, block. All right. Block.
I'm throwing force jabs out there.
Non-blockers. Do it. All right. So, that'll do it for us. Do your thing. Be safe. Make smart decisions. Watch the Giants. Order some wings from your favorite place Sunday. Enjoy them.
And for those not in, be a Mets fan.
Be a Mets fan. All right. Check out popculturepros.com. A lot of good content on there. All the shows jump on there. You can watch us on YouTube, Pop Culture Pros. And then you see on the bottom there's a scroller with all of our social media.
And you
also
know what?
Be found top right-hand corner of the website, popculturepros.com.
Thanksgiving's coming up. At the dinner table, you can force all your family to pull out their phones and make them all like popculture.com.
Si, senor. Do it. And for those of you in the group, take all your friends, take your friends list, shine that sumbitch up, and invite everybody.
Some bitches.
Get it done. All right, we'll talk to you guys next week after a New York Giants victory. Peace out, everybody. Have a good night.